Hey, everybody, what's up in the world? This is the Ace Michaels Show. And I'm Ace Michaels, happy to be with you today on the airwaves like any day. I'm happy to be alive any day I get to be alive. And that is real talk. I am not even going to make any type of qualms or justifications for that statement. I am happy to be alive. And if you're also happy to be alive and you'd like to be on the show one of these days, we'd love to have you. All you have to do is send us an email or you can send a message to the text line and say, hey, I want to be on your show. And that is actually the best way to get it off your chest. Come be a guest. You got something you want to talk about, some conviction, some beliefs, some what do they call it? Conspiracy theory. I love conspiracy theories. Conspiracy facts. I love those too. Today on the show, I'm going to open us up with something that's been on my mind this last couple of days, maybe even longer than a week. Um, is what is happening to dating? You know, like dating used to be a thing. Like I know I'm old school. I know I'm an old grown ass. But the thing is there used to be a real culture around dating. Like people would even say, like when they would see you in public, they go, "Hey, are you two dating?" You know what I mean? And it was a big deal to say, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy a new pair of shoes. Why? Because I'm taking Sally on a date this Saturday night." Woo, going on a date. Woo. It was a thing. Now, not so much. I've even come to realize that a lot of what they call Generation X, they don't, number one, they don't like to go on dates. They refuse to go on dates. Number three, they're happy going on a date ting website instead of going on an actual date. There's a new thing now, by the way. I believe that it's Match.com just came up with this, where they're going to actually create AI so that I could send my AI out first to meet your AI, go on a couple of dates with your AI first, then my AI will report back to me and let me know if we are compatible. And if we're not, then I can just send my AI to go out on another date with another individual. And I can keep sending my AI out on as many dates as possible until I decide that I want to go on an actual date with one of these people. The other thing that I just recently uncovered is that they now have artificial intelligence embedded into robots. So you don't even have to. This is already available. It's only a couple $1,000, so it won't break the bank. You can have an AI companion. So you don't really need a human to deal with. If you've got, a tool like AI, well, a tool could be anything. I mean, why date a person if you could date a sledgehammer? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have to put up with none of the person's BS. You just go out with the sledgehammer and satisfy your needs that way. So I'd like to know what your thoughts are. What has happened to dating? Are we still going to be dating? Is dating just going through like a little slump phase? Like maybe it's going to pick back up in a few years and everybody will be back to it like normal? Is this a thing that is cylindrical? Did this happen before in human history where no one was dating and then all of a sudden, boom, we're back to dating? I'm interested in what you have to say. Give us a call, send us an email if you'd like to be to come on the show to talk about it. I'd love to hear from you. And my guest today, dun 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 dun, we got a newcomer on the show. She's never been on the Ace Michael show before. Welcome, recording artist, music model, entrepreneur. Kenzley is on the show today. Kenzley, welcome to the Ace Michael show, baby.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I am quietly laughing my ass off over here about the
Right?
sledgehammer. I did not know any of this was a thing.
You know what? The thing is, Kinsley, human beings will take it to the ultimate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's any other animal that does this, but humans, if you give us one microphone, we come up with a way to turn it into like a mobile concert event. Like we will go all the way out of our way to do something. So I'm not surprised really that dating has turned into this like telescopic, like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write up a profile. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna write the profile. I'm gonna let Chat GPT write the profile for me. Then I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna put the best picture. Matter of fact, I don't even have a best picture. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna doctor this picture up with AI or Photoshop. So it doesn't even really look like me. Matter of fact, why does it even have to be me? I'm gonna take a picture of a celebrity person, doctor that picture up and put that picture up. And then I'm gonna say that I make more money than I make, that I'm taller than I am, that I'm in better shape than I am, that I'm wealthier than I am, and see who I attract. What in,
Yeah.
how is that dating anymore? What are your thoughts, Kinsley? Are you out in that dating field? Are you encountering stuff like this?
Well, I have not encountered to the extremes of what you're talking about yet, but I mean, I have seen people with profile photos that are clearly AI, but it's very obvious. Yes, people fluff their description. They do say they're taller and usually make more money than they really do. So it is hard to tell, honestly. I have been trying to just like avoid all of that for the past few years and just meet people organically, like whatever God in the universe has intended for me, whatever fate
Mm,
brings to me. That's honestly the best thing that's been working, kind of. But it's just, yeah, everyone just thinks that, oh, there's someone new and better right around the corner, just one swipe away. So, also, people think that we have unlimited time on Earth. Like, I've been talking to this guy for 6 months, and I just told him, hey, so if you wanted to see me, you have until June 7th because this other guy is moving here from Australia, and there's a 95% chance I'm going to be in a relationship by then. And last week, he drunk texted me and told me I was his dream girl and that he really wants to date me. And I'm like, it's been 6 months. So I gave him a very nice heads up. That was very generous of me. But yeah,
wow.
they just think I'm like waiting around. Like I look like this. I'm 31 years old and I'm independent and make my own money. Why do you think I'm just gonna be sitting on the shelf for 6 months?
Mm.
And if at all, like even a day, because I could meet someone tomorrow and we're a perfect match, and then now we're married in a month.
Yeah, now you gave me a couple of things to unpack there. So, first off, if you are successful on your own and you're comfortable on your own, you're quite able and capable to take care of yourself, why do you need to date somebody?
Exactly. But I mean, it would just add to my life. My life is already great. It would just be the cherry on top.
Hmm. And okay, so let's say you have the cherry on the top. Now, then you mentioned the other thing, which was interesting to unpack, was getting married. So are you a person who's ultimately trying to do the marriage house, white picket fence, two dogs, two kids, two cars, two slices of pizza?
So I want to get married. I don't want to have any more kids. I already have one and he's almost 9.
Mm.
So I don't want to ever do that to my body again. I already lost the weight. I already went through the postpartum depression and recovered. I'm good. I still look great, thank God. But I'm good on any more kids. I'll get married, but I don't want to be a stay-at-home housewife. I'll be a wife, but I want to do my own careers and have my music career and model and do my things and maybe do some real estate, but I don't want to have to just rely on myself. It'd be nice to have someone add to my life. That's why I want to be with somebody. But I feel like people under like 38 don't want to get married. Like my generation, I'm 31.
Hmm.
Yeah, I won't even talk to guys unless they're like 38, 40 is the perfect age. I feel like men are just not ready for a real relationship at all until they're like 40. So,
Mm. Okay, and so then you also brought up this other point, which is important, which is okay, so someone wants to date you, and women, this is a generalization, I know, but I'm just saying women have things mapped out on a timeline. Like women will say, look,
true.
it's been 6 months, dude. Like,
Yeah.
if you ain't planning to pull the trigger on this thing, then somebody else needs to take the gun. Like, what is the deal? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And like you said, look at me. Over here. No, look at my eyes though, and seriously tell me that you don't want to put a ring on this. Really, man? What you doing? Right?
Yeah.
So where does that come from? Does that come from your upbringing? Does that come from like Hallmark Christmas films? Like where do you get this idea that it has to be a time limit thing? Like what if you met the right guy when you were 70? It could happen, right?
Um, because I'm only this young and beautiful once, and every day that goes by becomes another day I'm closer to the age of 70, and I will not look like this.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, your chances of like getting a guy that's attractive, tall, and successful and has good money goes down over time. I mean, I know I'm still gonna look good till I'm like 45 or 50, even after that. But why do I want to be by myself for 10, 15 years? Why? I don't need
Right.
to do that. So, yeah.
Okay, so this brings to the what they call the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic. And now at this point, I mean, the media makes these terms up. There probably is no actual epidemic. Like people aren't accidentally catching it. Just you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I'm lonely now. I breathed on somebody and I got lonely. So that's probably not really the case. But it does lend to this, the thing that you said about the looks. How important are the looks? Do you feel your looks are important to dating? Could someone date you that didn't find you so attractive? She's okay, but I really like what she stands for.
I mean, I've definitely seen good-looking guys with girls that were not like the absolute most insanely gorgeous person on the earth. Like I've seen it a lot. So obviously not all men are the same. Some men value character and just connection more than just looks. And sometimes they also are intimidated by a girl that's like extremely beautiful because they think they're too out of reach or they don't want to compete with other guys, or maybe they already got their heart broken by the beauty queen, so now they want to get someone more on like a lower level or whatever.
Mm,
Or maybe that they just think that this girl is the absolute most beautiful thing in their eye because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that really does happen. Like the more you are around somebody, you start to actually think they are really more attractive. Like I saw my ex after a few years, a couple years ago, and I was like, I don't think he's attractive at all now. What the heck was I even thinking? But
mm.
there's a lot of different factors that go into it. But
You
and
know,
sometimes and sometimes men are just lazy, honestly, and they just want the most convenient thing that is like someone chose someone else over me a couple years ago because they lived in the same city. I lived far away. What do you think is going to happen? It's more convenient.
hmm hmm
So there's lots of different factors.
lots of different factors. And you know what's interesting is I actually had the opposite experience recently. I was on the internet browsing, saw a really attractive girl that caught my eye, and I was like, "This chick is oh no, that's my ex." And so I was like, "Oh no, hell no." Mm-mm.
That's funny.
But okay, so we're in a society where the looks do matter. You would agree, like the looks are important
Yeah.
because of the social media world that we live in. Like everything is about us trying to manifest a certain type of lifestyle, which we're working towards in real life. But then in the matrix, we somehow we elevate that life and that lifestyle. Like I've noticed that people just don't say they believe in God online. They got to be like, I'm a loving save Jesus Christ, blah blah blah. And it's like, whoa, man, really? Can't you keep some of that to yourself? And how much of
Yeah.
that is really you, and how much of that is really your image that you're trying to put forward because you want people to believe that you have this perfect life? Now, let's say that someone did come along and they wanted to date you. What do they got to do? What are the prerequisites that you demand?
Well, to be honest, I mean, I've had a couple good opportunities, possibilities come across my path over the past few years and recently, but um so like when I'm manifesting something, because I'm very big at manifesting,
Mhm.
you have to be very, very, very specific with the universe because it's going to give you your order. So if you just say, oh, I really want a super attractive tall guy that's rich, Okay, then you get them, but they're not ready. I manifested someone, he's not ready for me.
Mm.
So, or maybe you manifest someone that has all the attributes you're looking for, but they're still talking to their ex. They're not fully single. So, like recently, when I was,
What a great term
yeah,
for it. Not fully single is as the
yeah.
same as a cheating liar is not fully single.
Oh, they say, oh yeah, I'm single, but they
Right.
literally go sleep with their ex every other night.
Right.
Anyways, so I told the universe this time, I just said, I kept all the other attributes that I want. Yes, attractive, tall, successful enough. I don't need someone that is super uber rich anymore because they're usually just not the best person and they already think they have 10 million options and
Hmm.
they have the attention span of a dog. Squirrel, squirrel.
Wow.
So this time I just said, I'm ready, universe, I'm ready, God, for someone that's ready for me, that has all these other attributes already. And like real emphasis on ready for me. And I just manifested someone. It's 222 on the clock right now, which is the number of love and unity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this person's just ready. And I said, I want someone that only has eyes for me. That's another affirmation I've been using to manifest. And this person is so set on being with me that they're like, I'm not even necessarily set on moving to he was going to be in a different city. He's like, I'll move wherever you are in the country as long as I'm with you. We'll figure it out. So
Right.
I got what I wanted.
Now, what about this is just a scenario, so don't get uptight, but just curious, what about a handsome bodybuilder with a bus pass?
I have already dated a bodybuilder that didn't make a lot of money, to be honest. And I was in
Uh-huh.
a 5 year on and off relationship with them. And like sometimes they made good money and sometimes they didn't.
Uh-huh.
I've already gone through the experience of being with someone that couldn't make enough money that I didn't have to work and work my ass off and struggle. So I already did that. I was never spoiled. He barely ever got me things. Like we were not financially thriving. It was always tight. It was always stressful. I'm good. I've already done my due diligence
She
in the
said, I'm good.
universe. So you can call me shallow or whatever you want to call me. I'm not. I just know that I deserve more than that. So
Hmm. And but that wasn't the reason you guys didn't work, right?
oh,
There were other
actually, I
reasons, right?
really did have to leave him because it was such a financial struggle. I absolutely put my foot down and left.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so without opening up the wound, how did you tell him that? How did you say, "Listen, I'm out of here, bro. This is the last pay rent or quit notice that I plan to look at. I'm out."
We just hugged and said goodbye, and he said, "I understand." We had already been fighting, and I mean, it was just not my soulmate forever relationship, anyways.
Yeah.
So
Definitely
yeah,
not your jam.
no,
So let's go in a completely, not really opposite, but we're going to push this forward conversation, right?
yeah.
So now in 2026 and beyond now, you won't need to deal with a bodybuilder with a bus pass. You won't need to deal with an extremely wealthy billionaire a hole. You can go with AI now. And how do you feel about that? You can literally type in what you just said several times, the qualifications. This is what I want. And AI will give you a virtual companion.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything for me and a lot of people because you need connection with an actual soul and an actual body and an actual spirit that has consciousness. So some people that are like they got real bad mental problems. I mean, they might want that, or maybe they want a robot to do the house chores, or maybe they want um a sex toy, whatever. But most people, that's not going to work.
Well, let me ask you the devil's advocate question, which is why? Why do we feel like, and I'm not saying I feel this way, but I've watched this and studied a lot of these different shows in order to really put this show together. Why do we feel we must have a companion when honestly, we're one of the few mammals on this planet that does that. Like most mammals don't look for a companion in life. They mate, they have the eggs or they have the kids, and they have served their purpose. That's what they do. They don't necessarily move in together, live together for another 50 years, and die together. And in most cases, you don't die with that person anyway. We all die when we die.
Well, I mean, humans were made to experience love, so and
Hmm.
connection, and you can't do that with a robot or AI. So it's not how the creator, whatever you want to call it, the Big Bang, universe, God's not what we were designed to do. And I mean, when you actually meet someone that you truly fall in love with, it's like obviously you want to be with that person all the time. So,
Hmm.
like,
So,
yeah.
so okay. So first off, there is no the universe. We're gonna call it God. The universe didn't do it. God
Mhm.
God came up with it, right?
Right,
So
exactly. I agree, but we don't want to
no,
whatever, peace to everyone.
no, fuck those people. They can tune in someplace else. Anyway, so it is God, by the way, people. There is God
It's
at
true.
work here, and even if God rules the universe, that still is God. So we that's a whole nother
Yes.
show. But
Yes.
in answer to this, so Kinsley, what you're saying, and I want to make sure I understand because this is important to me, right? You're saying that mankind has gotten to a stage of development where we're so arrogant that we believe that we can create the perfect mate, like we're playing God now when we do this AI and all of the like robotic things and the artificial relationships. You're saying that's man really far overstepping, like because it's meant to be that you find another human to cohabitate with, not anything else. Anything else is not really the truth.
Yeah.
And you're saying that's because we need to have another person to go through our trials and tribulations with through life.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. That's what we're designed to do. And not all humans have overstepped and done that. That's only the weird ones that have demonic possession, to be honest, or
Hmm.
they just are really good at creating technology and they just think of anything that will sell and make money. So,
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that the people who are pushing the AI complex relationships on us the hardest are the people who are profiting from it. Like
right.
there is no real reason for us. Nobody wanted AI. Nobody was sitting around going, "Damn, I wish I could have somebody write a letter for me so I wouldn't have to write it." That was never a thing, and no
I
one was,
mean,
you know.
there's people that want to cheat on their college and high school essays and homework for sure, absolutely. But there's different levels of AI. Like, I mean, I like asking ChatGPT a simple question, but I don't need it to go to the extremes of what they're doing. So,
So let's go to from the male perspective. I mean, you're a great looking cookie in the bag, right? So you're a good looking girl. If a guy says, you know what, I wish I had a girl that looked just like her, but I don't need all those opinions and I don't need all that back talk and I sure don't need that competition financially. I want her to look like Kenzley, but I don't, I would just, basically, I want a non human sex toy that satisfies me when I need and feeds my ego when I need. And would that be wrong? Like if you are a model, you're kind of already somebody's sex toy, whether you wanted to be or not, right?
yeah. I'm sure there's plenty of men that think about me at night. I know there is.
And what if we could take it to the next level where I could just import your picture, which I can. I can import your picture right now, give it whatever voice I want, give it whatever commands to move around and do whatever and be nude or naked or topless or whatever I want, whatever is my perversion. Where did we cross the line into perversion and weirdness and sickness?
Well, I mean, there's one thing about fantasizing in your mind because that's like that just happens, but if you try to create an actual replica with a robot, that's just weird.
Well, and okay, I agree. But now we get, and I love on your profile, by the way, if you guys ever get a chance to go to Kenzley's Instagram, well, the reason that we came up with this to talk about today, because like I said, it's been on my mind for at least a couple of weeks. Uh, the reason I like it, if you go to Kenzley's Instagram, it says still better than AI. And that, what is that, 4 words? Those 4 words brought me to this topic today.
Oh, I see.
Why are you better than AI?
Um, I've seen a lot of AI photos that I'm like, that looks like a lot like me, honestly. Or like people might assume that I am AI, but I'm not. But the thing that the thing that is so great about normal people is that we are not exactly perfect, because then too perfect is just, I don't know. And honestly, some of those AIs aren't even that perfect, but you never
Yeah.
know. There's all different AIs, but yeah.
So you wouldn't ever, ever, never, ever want to have a relationship that you knew was not a organic person. So like this person
No.
who lives in Australia could be talking to you all the time, video chatting. And what if you found out that they were using AI? Like, even if they were just using AI to like come up with clever things to say to you, like, they couldn't really come up with good poetry. So they used AI most of the time and they were saying stuff to you that was artificially generated. Would you feel like slighted in some way, or would you be okay with that? Like, the poor guy can't write. He's
Well,
handsome. He's rich. He just.
obviously that would not work with me, but I'll tell you why. Mostly is because one, I'm not going to talk to somebody for long periods of time without meeting. Two, I need someone to be doing things for me and showing up and going on dates right away. I'm not like a texter for long periods of time. Are we going to do something? Are you taking me on a date? Are you taking care of me? Are you being a provider, or are you not? That's very simple, very quickly.
Right. So the ideal of a AI person that would fall through right away because you would see through that and be like, "Hey, why is this dude only calling me from from Telegram?"
Yeah,
Like, what the
exactly.
we can only ever. Why does he only have 12 pictures of him at a time and videos of him that are only like 6 seconds long every time he sends me a
Yeah,
video? And why does his dancing look so awkward?
no, for real. I've seen some AIs dance. It's so weird.
Right, exactly. Well, okay, so you're in the music business, though. You're in the music industry. You're a recording artist. So you're more than just a casual music person. You're in the actual industry of music. What about AI usage in music? Now, would you be comfortable with somebody saying, let's say a producer wanted to work with you and he's like, hey, I got this great idea. I got this picture of you at Vintner Grill. I'm going to take that picture and we're going to make a video off of this song. Where do,
That's that's fine. I mean, honestly, other people are gonna do it already. So at this point, it's like, what does it really matter? If everybody's already doing it, then it doesn't really matter.
okay, now that wouldn't be weird. But if you ran into a guy at a club and he walks up to you and he's like, hey, I made this AI of you and oh, I've been seeing her for 6 months now. It's going really good. I've had many orgasms with her. Thank you.
Um, well, that's just different. If we're making a music video, that's different.
That is different. It's very different, but it's also the same thing. Like, it's okay to take your image. Like, now they're taking people's images and making a movie where they're like, you know what? We don't even need to call Harrison Ford into the studio.
Yeah,
We got a contract. We can use this image whenever we want. We can make a whole feature length film and make 150 million bajillion dollars without even having to deal with his arrogant ass.
yeah. I have actually seen these movies coming out, yeah, and like lots of music videos and stuff. I mean, I never like wanted to do any of that, but if everybody's gonna be doing it, then like who really even cares, honestly?
Well, I like your philosophy on dating. Dating, to me, you're dating someone when you are going out and doing things. You're not dating someone when you're texting all the time. Even if you're texting every night after work, it's not the same. That's not
No, you're
really
not dating.
dating. No.
If they haven't taken you on a date, you're not dating them. You're not in a relationship until they take you on a first date, at least. They have to be taking you on multiple dates all the time.
Multiple dates all the time.
I had to throw that in there. Not just one. It has to be consistent.
And is there something with the consistency, like he being him, being the male, the man, the boy is supposed to pay for this date, all of this consistent dating? Or do you
Yes, absolutely. I would never split the bill.
wow. So if the bill came and he kind of looks at you with that eye, you know for a fact you're not paying that bill. You're not paying half of it. You're not even putting the tip down because
I
that's
have
his
no,
job.
yeah, no, I've never experienced that. And also, I usually go out with guys that make a significant amount more than I do, so they're not ever even gonna think that I need to help out.
Right. But that comes to the responsibilities of dating. That's like, in your opinion, that is the way dating works, right? So then
Yeah, of
what's
course.
what's the exchange? What does he get for paying for all the meals and probably helping out too? Like if you say, I mean, you probably wouldn't even have to say it. Hey, for some reason my car is making a rattling noise. His job is to say, oh, I know a mechanic. I'll take your car while you're at work. I'll get it looked at for you, get it fixed for you. Don't worry about it. You're my girl. That's how things work, right? That's acceptable, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then what are your expectations? Like what are you responsible to do in the relationship?
Um, well, women create a home.
Okay.
Men men either like buy the home, whatever, they acquire the home. Women create the home. We also have to be nurturing, cook meals, make sure they're happy, taken care of. I mean, women are also portals, so we create life. It is men's job to take care of us and make sure that we are comfortable and safe and taken care of so that we can create in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's like making children or whether it's creating like artistic things, maybe she has like a new cooking what is it, website that is now making like money. It's just women have different things that they can do that are creative, and men are just supposed to create, bring that home,
Mm-hmm.
bring does this make sense? I hope I sound like I make sense.
No, and you said something that's very important because you are a creative person. What about the man's input in that? Like, should he leave you to be creative, or is he, since he's your partner, is he involved in the process? Like, hey, let's hear that new song you wrote. Oh, I don't really like that new song. Maybe you shouldn't add that to the set list, honey, sweetie babe, sweet
I
pie,
mean,
honey pie.
opi- every opinion is valid, so I mean, it could be true. Maybe it's not the best one. Maybe it needs some work. I don't know.
Do you see yourself ever being in a position where a man would finance your music career for you?
Yeah, honestly, I do think that that's what's going to happen with my next relationship. I mean, I did think, well, I could just do it on my own, but why would I need to do it on my own if there's so many people that want to be with me? I can just be with someone and make things easier, and then two of us are happy and not alone.
Right. And so he would be involved. And I'm again, I'm not, I know, I got no dog in this race either way. I don't care. But I'm just curious. So he says, okay, so what's it going to take to make this new music? It looks like it's going to be about 100 grand to do it properly. And I have that. No big deal. I'm an investment banker. I got that money. No big deal. No problem at all. He does that. He helps you. Now, you mentioned that you have a child from another relationship. So obviously, at some point, you got divorced or you got broken up. What happens
Mhm.
then? When the guy says, you know what, man, I put all this money behind you. I took you on these endless dates and paid for this and paid for that. And now we're not going to be together. What happens now? Whereas, see, with the AI relationship, you can just delete that motherfucker. You ain't got to worry
It's
about it no more.
it still doesn't it's still not good enough. People want a real person.
Right. Even with whatever is going to come, the good and the bad, they want a real person.
Mhm.
Right. I understand that completely. And so, with this wealthy guy who's the ideal guy, right? You guys, you date quite a bit. You had about 6 months of dating. You said before there needs to be an attraction decision. Like, how serious are we going with this? If I've decided in 6 months after dating you a bunch of times, you're not really the marrying type for me, then I'm going to close it off, right? That's what you're saying. You're going to say, look, it's been 6 months. I kind of don't see where this is going to be the lifetime thing. Plus, my time is ticking too. I don't have all day, right? I got to decide what
Mhm.
I'm doing with my life with the right people because I've got things I want to achieve in my life,
Yeah.
right? That makes sense. Total good sense. And so, what would be your advice to someone who is Kenzley 20 years ago who's ready to start dating? What would you tell her to be wary of from your experience?
So someone 20 years ago,
Yeah.
um,
The very beginning. I'm talking about very beginning. About to take her first date step out the door. What would you say?
um,
Look out, girl.
always, I would be like, always just remember that you are the prize. Women are always the prize.
Hmm,
And make sure that he always sees you as a prize. And if he doesn't put you on the pedestal as that and treat you that way, move on to the next one.
I agree with that. I got no, yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Tell us about your music that's coming out or you're working on.
Yeah, so I just wrote my very first song and I'm working on getting it recorded, hopefully by the end of June. I'm also about to start my YouTube channel that's going to have a bunch of my music videos on it. It's going to have
Nice.
cover videos and also originals as well. I'm going to be doing more TikTok videos also just to gain more audience and traction. I'm also going to be singing in Las Vegas at a bunch of different venues, and I'm really
Nice.
excited about that. So live performances, and then yeah.
And let me ask you, I'm going to ask you, this is probably the last question I'll get to ask you before we run out of time, but my listeners will kick my ass if I don't ask this based on what you said. So clearly, the guy that you're going to see, and it's going to be a guy that you're going to be, you're not going to do a LGBTQ elemental P type thing, right?
No.
So it's clearly going to be a guy. Now, this guy, it sounds like he better be ready for everything that's going to come with your career as a music artist: the writing, the recording, the late nights in the studio, the touring, the music video set days for 12 hours or more. He's going to have to be supportive of that. Would you agree, right?
Yes, I've definitely thought about that a lot. It is a very big factor that I take into consideration when I'm thinking about someone.
And so, no man, even if he was a lumberjack, Game of Thrones handsome, none of that, Superman, he's not going to be able to tell you, listen, if you're going to be my wife, you're not going to be doing those music shows anymore.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, so shoe on the other foot. If you met this guy and he had a recording career, what if he was a successful pop star when you met? And are you going to tell him he can't do his career?
No, of course not.
So he can keep doing that, but just keep his dick in his pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. I ain't mad at it. All right. So Kenzley, it's been wonderful having you on the show today. You got some keen insights. Looking forward to some good music. This song that you're writing, we're looking forward to that coming out. We're gonna hold you to that. And
Oh.
how do we stalk you on social media now? If we want to follow you, we want to share, we want to like, what do we need to do next?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Kenzley, Kenzley, and then K underscore. And I will be announcing all of my music coming out through there.
And that is what's up. Well, we're looking forward to everything that's coming from Kenzley. Wonderful insights today, some thoughts on dating and how not to. And what is going on with this generation anyway? I'm sure it's not going to be the last time this is going to come up because they are literally saying, they being the media, are literally saying that people do not want to date anymore, which I don't know how people are going to procreate if they don't date, but hey, who am I? And that's what's up. It's the Ace Michael Show. It's been a wonderful chat. And it's been a beautiful day. You guys, you know what I say at the end of the show: live the life you love and love the life you live. Thank you.